Okay, you guys, what is up? The King of Lightning is here today to Bleach chapter 543 review. Now, this week's chapter of Bleach. All right, I'm not going to do a summary, but this week's chapter of Bleach. A lot of things going in this week's chapter of Bleach. I mean, the first thing, obviously, the most important thing, is Yhwach's reveal to the other Quincy's and Star Knights that Ishida Uryu is my successor. Now, he didn't say the name. He just, actually, no, he did say the name. He said Uryu. I don't know why he called him the lone Quincy survivor, but he said either way, like, he is my successor. And, of course, the other Quincy's are not exactly too pleased about that, especially those who felt that Hashval was going to be the next successor. So, but we'll get to that later. So that's number one. Number one is the reveal to all the other Quincy's. Number two is the names. There's a lot of Quincy's. I think I got them all down for the most part, but I'm not too sure about that one. But we'll see. But there's a lot of Quincy's that we get revealed to. So that's number two. Number three is Asnot and Na. Like, we saw a previous, before the whole Ichigo going up to before the Royal Guard came into the picture, before Yhwach left, Yamamoto attacked three guys who were trying to jump him while he was engaging in combat against Yhwach. And those three guys were Busby, Asnot, and Na. Now, we saw that Buzzy was alive later on, and his body was kind of charred, like, severely burned, but he was still alive. And now in this chapter, it's confirmed that also Asnot as well as Na are also confirmed alive. Number 4 in the chapter is there's this whole thing where, like, some of the Quincy's, like, even though Yhwach just told them that Ishida Uryu is his successor, apparently one of the Quincy's, I forgot what his name, okay, his name I think was Askin something, and he was saying how, like, after this whole thing with Busby kind of flying off the handle, he was explaining how, well, listen, I mean, like, you don't want to cause any, like, confrontation between like, yourselves, meaning Busby and Hashval. And then he says, because you're nothing more than poison, but you knew that, didn't you, next king? So, like, I don't know what that means at all. I have no idea what that fucking means. None. Zero. Donut. And the last thing of the chapter is the ending, where Ishida Uryu is going to complete the ceremony. And he has that sake plate / cup thing. And he's going to consume some kind of liquid. And that's where the chapter ends off. So, first of all, let me go stage by stage, all right? First things first, all right? When it comes to the reveal, I like the reaction of the Quincy's. I really did. Because, first of all, so the initial assumption for me personally was that the Quincy's knew who Uryu Ishida was, or who the Ishida family would be. So if he were to mention that this guy is Ishida Uryu, the name Ishida should have meant something, because the Ishida family, even when we saw back in the day when Masaki was a teenager, the Ishida family was a very prominent family, and, like, they had, like, their own mansion and estate, and they were Quincy's. So I would figure that they would know who the Ishida family are when it comes to just status. Them being, like, I would assume, like, a royal Quincy lineage. But that apparently is not the case at all. And these new school Quincy's didn't know who the fuck this guy even was. Like, who the hell is this Pratt? Yeah, like, who the fuck is this Pratt? What the fuck is this? Like, get out of here. And so that's the way it was. So that, to me, I kind of like, because it did show that these Quincy's definitely are not accepting of newcomers coming in there and having this royal status thrown upon them like that. At least in their minds, it's thrown upon them like that. Like, just here it is. Here's your royal status, and now we're all gonna follow you after this war is over if we win. And that it actually makes a lot of sense, because these Quincy's it makes sense that they're angry because I don't know how many years they spent with Yuha Bach, but it's been quite a while. Considering the fact that he's able to actually like have his own alternate dimension and his like ice Quincy Palace thing going on, and these Quincy's have appeared to be serving for quite a bit of time. So their loyalty to him being the progenitor of all Quincy's, makes sense. This new school brat, it's like, no, what the fuck is going on? So that to me, I like quite a bit. Now the next thing, all right, when it comes to the name of motherfuckers, there's so many people. Okay, well, first of all, when I go through the list of characters, right, we do know that there's Hashball. His first name is I don't know what it's Jugo Hashball, right? It's Jugo Hashball, right? Because Busby called him Jugo, so I'm gonna call him Jugo too. Fine, yeah. So Jugo Hashball. His full name escapes me, all right? After that, there's the Lucha Libre guy. His name is Mask. And I'm like, yo, it's mad basic. So fuck it. His name is Mask. All right, his name is Mask. We'll leave it at that. All right. The other Mask D something blah blah blah. I don't know. I don't really care. All right. So his name is Mask. All right. After that, there's another guy who I believe was wearing some kind of like knight armor, like knight helmet thing. His name is like BG9. I think like his name was BG9, I believe so. So BG9. Then there was Busby or Bazby, the guy with the mohawk. Like the guy, and this guy, he's very what's the word? Like he is very boisterous. He's very rash. He flies off the handle very quickly. I can see this guy fighting Renji. I mean, even though I see Renji fighting the Lucha Libre guy, because Lucha Libre guy, he did drop kick his ass. You know, like he gave him like the good old drop kick. Like he got that extension flying. He was like, yeah, drop kick. So Renji fighting Lucha Libre guy, fighting Mask makes sense. But the personalities of this guy, Bazby, and Renji are very similar. At least old school Renji, because old school Renji used to fly off the handle a lot. So I can see him fighting, yeah, I really can. Or this guy could die even before that. Because this guy was going to go talk to Yuha Bach and like complain. And from recollection, Yuha Bach, I mean, even though they were like ironic or Quincy's, he killed them off like fairly easy. Like it was like nothing. Like it was like whatever. Like he didn't care. In fact, he had no problem sacrificing Roids at all to fight against Yamamoto. So Yuha Bach has no problems killing those who serve him. He's none, zero. So if he were to complain to Yuha Bach, that probably would have meant death. That would have meant death. And then there's another guy. The guy fought against Hitsugaya. And of course, he was beating Hitsugaya. Obviously. Why? Duh. But the guy it was a Chinese name. Chengde. I believe. No. Chengde or Chengdu. Let's go with Chengdu. All right, I like Chengdu. All right, so basically, there's another guy. His name is Chengdu. He's the guy with like the Wolverine claws. He's fighting against Hitsugaya earlier, Chengdu, and he should still have Hitsugaya's Banka. Yeah, so he still has that. Then there's another Quincy named Askin, he looks Latino. He looks like an upper class like Spaniard dude. And that's what I'm thinking. Like he looks upper class Spaniard. And then there was another dude who was like apish. Like he was kind of like a monkey, and his name was His name was Yajimu. His name was I got it, man. Yajiyuma. That was Yajiyuma. And he's a monkey guy. He's a monkey Quincy. So basically, it's just a shit ton of characters that we got introduced to. A shit ton. Alright? When it came to their full names, when it came to like their letter standing, I forgot all their letter standings. I apologize. I'm trying to remember now. No, the asking guy, he was D. And then the rest, the asking guy was D. And then the Chengdu guy, he was I. And then the rest kind of like, and then of course, Hashvold was B, and the rest fall in line. Like, I apologize, but I forgot. So, but that's also another plus about the chapter. The chapter basically, like, there's a lot of names that we got to know, a lot of Quincy characters introduced, and so that's good. So that's number 2. Number 3, again, I already explained about the fact that those 2 are confirmed alive, and Astronaut. Number 3, I'm on the fence with, but overall, I'll take it. I mean, not a big deal at all. All right. Number 4 was the thing that asking about Hashball being the next king. Basically, to me, all that really means is that there are some Quincy's who are not so accepting of the decision that Yuabak just the news that he delivered. They're not so accepting of basically the way it is that not all these Quincy's are like fall in line dudes. Of course, a lot of these Quincy's, especially Basby, they have their own way of thinking, and if their own way of thinking does not coincide with Yuabak's way of thinking, they're gonna have issues with that, obviously. And even though he's the leader, not all things he says are set in stone. So there may be some kind of like rebellion later on, which would actually be pretty cool. That'd be pretty fucking cool to see some of the Quincy's try and backstab Yuabak. Will they succeed against Yuabak? No, they will not succeed. I highly doubt it. The only way that they could whoa, holy fuck, mind fuck, stutter, Yugi. Listen, the only way they could succeed is in killing Yuabak on some betrayal shit, on some mutiny shit, is if they utilize this time limit that Yuabak has to be in realms aside from his own Quincy realm. Like apparently, like when he was in Soul Society, there was a time limit that he could, stay in that realm. And when he talked to Aizen, it kind of altered his perception of time, which is why he was shocked while fighting against Ichigo that he had to leave because there was some kind of like thing going on with like the dimension, and he had to leave the Soul Society. So if they can take advantage of that and then catch him off guard, then maybe they can kill him. Maybe. That's a maybe. But overall, I don't see it. I don't see it happening at all. I just don't. And the last thing, we saw Uryu has the sake cup, and there's a dark substance on the sake cup. I'm going to say that that's Yuabak's blood, because the way I see it is that he says to Uryu, once you complete the ceremony, your powers are going to awaken in full. And hopefully that means like something beyond his previous Lister Still form that we saw during the Soul Society arc, which was a beastly form. In my opinion, like it's right below, I don't care what it says, right? It's right below like Danga Ichigo. Listen, that thing was too powerful. He's going like this, and he's shooting these arrows, and he's wastelanding Captain motherfuckers easy. Like it's a joke. Like, just fuck it, whatever. Like, fuck you. And with one arrow, like, through your Bankai, through you. Fuck you. So I'm like, hell yeah. So that's why I see it. And hopefully he's going to be even more powerful with his new awakened powers. And that's what I want to fucking see. I want to see some crazy Ishida Uryu shit. And I'm fucking ecstatic. I am waiting. And I'm thinking it's his blood. Because Yuabak is the progenitor of all Quincy. And they have his blood in them. But it's not directly his blood. So if they were to consume directly Yuabak's blood, then that would probably awaken some kind of, not only that awaken his powers in full, like the Brute Vein, like the Sclavard Eye and other abilities, but also what that would do is that would grant him his own unique ability. Because each of these Quincy's that we've seen before have their own unique ability to themselves. Like we saw how Kirige had that, that crazy jail that no one could break out of. When it came to Royce and Lloyd, how they could mimic a person. In the case of Royce, he could mimic your memories to full, but not your powers. In the case of Lloyd, it was your powers to full, but not your memories, and so on and so forth. So once Ishin Uryu drinks Yuabak's blood, I can see him getting this like unique ability that's only for himself, and just like he's going to utilize to the best of his abilities. And that's what I really want to fucking see. I want to see some very impressive ass shit, and like I want to see Skyrai on like a whole new fucking level. Like I want him to absorb like entire buildings and like power up like some crazy shit. That's what I want to see. So because I like Ishida Uryu, but like the dude never got any play. I liked him, but he never got any play. So I'm like, fuck. All right, but I'm very happy about it. I'm very pleased to see where this is going. I really am. So, and like the one last thing I want to touch upon real quick is basically like the thing at the end. I mean, at the beginning where he says that again, Ishida is the lone Quincy. I mean, you should know about his father Ryuken. So I don't know why you don't know about that. I mean, his father's a Quincy. He's a full-blood Quincy too. In fact, he's more pure of a Quincy than Ishida Uryu is. And didn't you, when you were revived, like when your powers were revived 9 years ago, didn't you deliberately take away the powers of impure Quincy so you yourself can resurrect? So I mean, like because to me, I see Ryuken being a better choice, but maybe Ryuken turned it down. In fact, Ryuken himself should know. He should know what Ishida's doing, or at least question where he is. But we'll see where that goes on. But the chapter overall, in my personal opinion, I liked it a lot. So I thought it was a great chapter. Yeah, I thought it was a great chapter of Bleach. I really did. So I'm done. King of Lightning. Be sure, of course, rate, comment, and subscribe as always. Peace. Have a nice day.